Hi guys, back again with me Austin from My Boy at Heart. Today I'm going to share to you my experience on Hasbro's Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch scale Hera Syndulla. So she is also part of the animated series Star Wars Rebels, which just finished recently on its 4th season. So who she is, a bit of background, which is we'll find out in the packaging. This is the current style of Black Series packaging with her artwork down here, the name, nothing much, and at the bio I'll try to read it to you guys swiftly. She's the captain of the Ghost Rebel crew, yes. She's a gifted pilot and leader, yes. And eventually, if you watch Rogue One, she became General Syndulla. So, and she's also, by the way, the love interest of Canon Jarrus, and it became fruitful at the end of the series. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a closer look at the figure itself. By the way, she's a Twi'lek, if I pronounce it correctly. It's one of the race in Star Wars alien universe, which normally they are known to be beautiful, I guess. And if you know the dancers on Jabba the Hutt's place, then those ladies are also Twi'leks. Yes, this is their features. Anyway, they look humanoid for the most part, and the look on her face here is superb. I like the paint. She looks pretty, and her face is painted nicely as well. On the eyes especially, the proportion is not bad. And on the part of her head here, it seems to be, I thought it was articulated because of the lines here, but no. By the way, it's kind of rubbery but very sturdy. We'll see how it hinders articulation later on, but the texture is nice. Now, one thing I want to note to you guys is because she's a pilot, she's wearing this headphone which also attaches to her goggles. The goggles is actually translucent, if you look at this, which is cool in my opinion. However, I wish the goggle can move down and cover her eyes, but it turns out it doesn't move like that. It just stays there as an accessory. So I wish they could, kind of move this down for accessory, for option movement, so that we can have her goggles on. But fortunately, no movement on the headphones here. I'm okay. Again, the face is nice. I wish Sabine's face is painted in such a way. And down here, oh, by the way, there's a bit of, it's kind of faded, but a bit of details on, I'm not sure what to call this. It's not her hair, it's part of her head, basically. And it's cool. I like the texture on the clothings here and there. And she's wearing some sort of, this is the jumpsuit that normally being worn by pilots in Star Wars, but she only wears the bottom, the pants only. On the top she's wearing something else, which is fine. The glove, I like the detail, also the wrinkles on the clothes, on the wrist, and I like the fact that it kind of floats around like this, so it won't hinder articulation that much. Very rubbery, very elastic. I like the orange here, bright, and a lot of wrinkles as well. Very nice, quite baggy, and it's stuck into the boots, so that's why a bit of this mold here, mold details, which is very nice. And I thought we were not being given, place to put on her small guns, but it's actually here. So it's very nice, and her boots. So we'll go to this tiny pistol that she has. Yes, she's a warrior as well. I like the fact that the holster works fine, as always, and we'll see. The paint is okay, I guess. They put a little bit more detail than just black, so I appreciate that. There's a trigger there. There's no hole, but there's a trigger. So we'll see how this pistol. Oh, by the way, the plastic is solid, so it's not kind of bendy or anything, which is cool. I like that. So if you tuck the finger on the trigger, it will hold quite securely. Okay, that's what you need to do. And let's see. Yep, and it will hold quite nicely. Okay, not the best grip ever, but at least it's still working for posing, which I appreciate. And again, we can always put this back into the holster very easily. Oh, this part is also rubbery. Anyway, the articulation, the head is on ball hinge joint. Look at the hinge there. So downward, not so much still. Backward is hindered by this as well. Side to side a little bit, I guess, but we're supposed to have full rotation. Let me try. Not. Yes, it's doable, but you have to play around with this part of her head. The torso here is on a ball joint, not much to the front, to the back more. Side to side, yes, there is. Not bad actually. And full rotation, of course. Alright, the shoulder pad doesn't really hinder the articulation, which is cool. You have ball hinge joint this much upward, and let's adjust it to the back that much. You have full rotation, and then the elbow can bend this much with rotation as well, which is cool. The wrist you can rotate, and there's a hinge. Let's try. This one is very stiff though, although the hinge is there, but I don't seem it doesn't really move that much. This one, oh, it's a different placement, but you have a hinge also. Okay, it works better on the right palm, the right wrist, but this one doesn't really work because of the way it is sculpted, I guess. Now the legs, wow, it's a better movement than Sabine. It's a ball joint with more space in there, so you have this much of a split. You have front kick this much, not so much but sufficient. Back kick, rotation up here as always, and you can rotate it around. Cool. You have double jointed knee. Let's try to bend to the full extent. Yes. And we have okay, no rotation, but we have downward upward movement, and we have pivot. So I think it's quite a good articulation for the most part. To the top of his head, she's standing around slightly above 5.5 inch low, so probably around 5.575 or 5 something inch, 5.5 something inch, so that's around 14 centimeters tall. Okay, that's not too bad really for and she's quite easy to stand. Let's compare her with several other characters. This is Genoso. Genoso is still the shorter character compared to that trooper. Come on. And then what else do we have? K2SO. Alright. And of course beside his Ghost crew members. I just realized that Sabine seems to be slightly taller than her with the helmet. But that's okay, I guess. This is beside Kanan as well. Kanan is, Kanan has to be taller than her. So, like I mentioned, I love the crews. I like this figure. Good sculpt on the head, good articulation. Of course, if they can provide more accessories, it will be better. Especially, I wish they could have you articulate the goggles, because it's already translucent. I mean, if you can put it on her, it will be even better. But the proportion is nice, the articulation is nice, and I wish they would complete the team with Chopper, with Zap, and we already had Tron, and at least maybe Rex. Why not, right? The older Rex, and of course Ezra Bridger. That would be awesome. So thanks guys for watching. I'm Austin from Boy Heart. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Goodbye.